Hooray! The Patriots are going to the Super Bowl! The Patriots are going to the Super Bowl! Digital high five. They beat the Broncos, and all is right in New England. God is good! Okay? Cut. Take two. Well, the Patriots lost a tough one. It was a great season. It's now over. At least the Red Sox are on the horizon. Thank you, Brady, Edelman, and Gronk for the memories. It's just a game. It's good to remember that, all you fans in Patriots Nation. Cut. Okay, hopefully my future self will agree with my present prognostication. Folks, this is what happens when you pre-tape. Hello, they call me Matt. In this, well, around the water cooler, we call this must-see TV. You're watching The Lens, and I bet folks at home you didn't know this, but I almost didn't make it to the set right here today. Dun, dun, dun. Did you know that, Helen?
I did not.
You did not?
I did.
It's a big mystery. Where am I going with this?
Yeah, where are you going with this?
Charles, any thoughts?
Well, the dramatic music cue suggests that thereby hangs a tale.
That's right. We're actually going to start with a tale, and that's a T-A-L-E, not the other variety.
What kind of music would have suggested that variety, I wonder? Something like springy.
Hey, everybody, I got a dog tail.
Three blind mice.
Three blind mice. Okay,
better.
Charles, we should have. He's so much better than both of us combined.
Yeah, and anything.
When it comes to the language and the words of the world. Well, here's my T-A-L-E. And I'm going to pre-apologize to anyone who lives in Westwood, Massachusetts. If you're watching, I'm going to complain a little bit about your town. Here's the tale. My wife and I just got this new car, and we're driving home from a trip to Providence. And the car says 15 miles until empty, so on 95 North, I see a sign that says gas, Westwood exit. And so naturally, I get off. And there is no gas off the exit. So I keep going and going and going, now close to 10 p.m. at night, and still no gas. My faith in signs is slowly dimming, yet still reminding myself how often signs have led me in the right direction. And so we keep driving. My fancy new car computer tells me I am now 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 miles of gas left. And then we see the welcome sight of a gas station, many, many miles from the highway, in Westwood. We pull in, the lights are on, I get out of the car, pull out my credit card, and on the pump are the small words, pump off. You ever seen those words anywhere, Helen?
I have. I totally know what you're feeling right
Demoralizing.
now. Very demoralizing.
Pump off.
Yeah.
Who turned this off? Don't they know my problem?
Apparently not.
Charles, you ever been pumped off?
I've got to say, Matt, that the one advantage of this whole newfangled pump your own gas thing has been that unlike in the past where if the attendant turned saucy, you could always grab him by his bow tie and box his vile ears. These days, you don't have to put up with that sort of thing. But when we've come to a pass where a machine can sit there and tell me to pump off, that vexes me to the marrow.
This is the struggle of our generation, man versus machine, and it's use of the language in such a biting way. I agree with you, Charles, and that's how I felt. I was totally teased by this phrase from this pump, this machine that had exactly what I needed, the marrow of my car, in fact. So my wife pulls out Yelp, another machine, and finds another gas station about 2 miles away. So we head further down a dark and winding road in Westwood, and we end up in a totally dark, closed gas station. The second of 2 gas stations that were unable to meet our needs that night. In the single digits now, in terms of gas mileage left in our car, I make the executive decision to turn around where we came from on 95 North and roll the dice. that the next exit has gas. As the numbers keep dwindling, we face the stark prospect that we may be unable to get home. We do not carry cards of this AAA. We are unfamiliar with the otherwise idyllic town of Westwood. So another Google search shows us a gas station in Needham. Needham, yes! Can you tell where this story is going? Exactly the number of miles away as we have gas in the car, affording us the perfect equation of getting home safely that night, and eventually to you all here today in the studio. One might end this story happily ever after.
Happily ever after.
Or as Charles would say, the
end?
The end. But a question mark. Because wait, there's more. Folks, there's a lesson to all of this. The story reminds me of just how often we as people need refueling, either spiritually or in emotional nourishment. An old friend once told me that churches are kind of like gas stations. They're always around, and you'll eventually need to maybe stop in and fill up your soul's tank when you're feeling near empty. Funny thing about gas right now, it's cheap. Under $2 a gallon and under $1 in some parts of Michigan. And I'd argue that faith-based nourishment is pretty convenient and affordable these days too. And I urge you to find a place to fill up your soul, the way I eventually found a spot to fill up my 2010 Honda CR-V color black. Maybe it's watching this show. Maybe you can fill up your soul's tank by going to church. Maybe it's just a simple prayer during the commercial break, a quiet chapel on campus if you're in college. Maybe you need more, maybe you need less. In any case, my advice to you is this. Kick those faith tires. Guzzle those premium nitro grace-infused virtues and keep track of when you're running low on whatever it is that God provides. A road trip with a full tank of gas offers security and endless possibilities. In the same way, a well-tended to head, heart, and soul afford a joyous life journey. Enjoy that ride, take good care, and above all else, avoid Westwood, Massachusetts after 10 p.m. if you don't got tank in your car's gas. Right, Helen?
That's right.
If you can remember one thing from this show today, it's that. We'll be right back.